federal. They're taking out all the federal. Wait, is that? I can't tell if is it real. MHUD is FAA.gov. I can't tell if you're baiting me or not. They're taking him down because Donald Trump issued a mandate saying you got to delete all of your DEI stuff. But I don't know why. I don't know why they would take it down. It's still up. Oh, it is up. What we're talking about here with this, with this specific crash is literally that. Virtually every single person involved in it is a white dude. And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if they were, if they weren't all white. Like, my point is DEI is a ridiculous argument to make regardless. It comes with the notion that, like, people who aren't white men are actually somehow being uplifted to these positions that they don't deserve because they're not white, because we have like racial quotas or whatever. That's what it is. And the irony for the ATC especially, and even the military, because they say they're DEIing the military too sometimes. But the irony is that these towers are so consistently understaffed. So if there's any sort of lowering of the hiring standards that anyone has ever, lowering the hiring standards that they've had in the past, it is directly due to the need for more hired help on this side. Okay? It is fucking insane. It's understaffed and it's underfunded, and these guys are, in spite of these potentially quote unquote lowering of restrictions that people are claiming is occurring, they're still understaffed. Fuck, US people are so addicted to skin color. People, it doesn't mean culture that matters. That's funny. It's just crazy to me because, like, God forbid there is a woman or a black person involved in any high profile incident. Oh my God. That's all. Like, these guys lie about it when there isn't a black person or a woman involved. I don't know what's going to happen when there is one. You know what I mean? Yeah, here it is. I can't remember the last time I've seen the military withhold a casualty ID. Unfortunately, the reason the family would make this request is all too clear and credible. The U.S. military official told NPR on Friday that at the request of the family, the Army is not going to release the name of the female member of the 3-person helicopter crew. The official was not authorized to speak publicly on the matter. Yeah. You know why. What are they hiding? What? America First? What are they hiding? Says Patriot Vac Services. Patriot HVAC Services. Okay. No. This is a chatter. This is a you asshole. Stop. Patriot HVAC Services. Come on. This is definitely a HasanAbi head who made this account, right? Like, as a meme, as a joke about like something I joke about all the time. Rare Tyler on political take.
Actually, I feel like after CNN started popping off is when a lot of this started happening. Maybe CNN is the problem. Because it's like how old people like have like Fox News open all day, right? And then Donald Trump will like come up there and
what is CNN?
Like, the earth is flat. And then everybody who watches Fox News is like, the fucking earth is flat, baby. Let's go. The earth is flat, boy. I told you. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like CNN is might be the problem.
What is CNN? Zico streamer has been doing news, hence ZNN. It's Zico News on Drama and OnlyFans. ZNN is Zico's news channel about classic WoW. Okay, while I have no idea what the hell any of that means, I do like that Tyler understands the mind-melting powers of Fox News, and he uses it as a negative. So both of those things are great. Tyler wants still the GOAT. You already know what it is. Anyway, Rosa Boomer, involved in WoW Classic or Hardcore, whatever it's called, is literally 40 years old. This game has been out since I was a child, and most people in its player base are at the average age of the World of Warcraft. The average player base of World of Warcraft Hardcore Classic is quite literally 43. Why is it 43? It's Classic. as in it's the original version, as in they brought it back so that all of the 43-year-olds who constantly complain about, I don't know, video games no longer hitting as hard because now they have bills to pay and taxes to pay and how much that sucks, can feel like they were a child once again for the 6 to 10 hours a day that they consistently grind that makes them forget about the monotony of daily existence. So when you say, oh, you're a boomer for not knowing insert Warcraft meme, you're out of your mind. And yes, there's nothing wrong with it. I apologize for basically attacking every single one of you, especially MHUD, okay? But I think if you were being honest with yourselves, you would know exactly what I'm saying, and you would agree with me. You would recognize that I am correct. Now let's get back to Peter Douchey talking about Trump turning things upside down.
Operate that air traffic control tower. It's a very busy airport. They say there are about 19 currently on staff. So we have a staffing issue at the Reagan Airport, DCA. DCA, very busy airport. We have 800 flights inbound and outbound each and every day at Reagan Airport. And overall, I believe our record, our safety record, is the gold standard. But when we have an issue like this, it needs to be addressed. There needs to be some oversight from Congress. We need to make sure that if these airports are struggling with air traffic controllers, they bring it to our attention, and we can try to encourage more younger people to get into that field.
So, I struggle with this DEI stuff. I covered DEI when I ran campus reform.
Dog, I'm sorry. Oh, man. No. It's not a as a black man moment, okay? Because it's not being black and working a normal job is entirely different than being black on Fox News, okay? These are two entirely separate planes of existence. When conservatives talk about tokenization or DEI or anything of that sort, okay, they're projecting, because the only way conservatives utilize is to have them sit there and say, my co-hosts are not racist. I, as a black man, know what real racism is, and that is not Donald Trump, or that is not insert conservative public figure. Okay? It's ironic because he's performing that duty, performing that role right now. Now, this doesn't mean that it's like, he doesn't have merit or whatever. I think that his willingness to play the role of a black man that will defend is the merit for Fox News. It is the job for Fox News. It's just that, it's just kind of funny to see someone being like, yeah, I don't think we should hire. He has no merit. Trust me on that one. No, the merit for us is different than what the goals are with Fox News. The role that Fox News wants him to play. That's it.
Maybe it had the original intent was good, but it's going way too far. I understand organic diversity. I understand that some people at one point in time in history, or maybe today, were denied jobs because they're qualified, because of the race, sexual orientation, or whatever. I understand that. But why are we trying to...
What was that?
In history, or maybe today, were denied jobs because they're qualified.
It's crazy to hit a maybe on that. Like when you're talking about historic job discrimination, like you're literally black, dude. Like what is happening? What do you mean maybe? Like you have a black mother and a black father. You have a black grandfather and a black grandmother, two of them. What the hell are we talking? You got relatives. Like it's not that long ago. I just don't get it. I don't know how you can still hit that with a maybe. But then again, that's his job. That's his job here. Okay. That's the role. That's why he's there. And he's playing that role. I'm just saying. He's like, oh yeah, it's DEI stuff, man. It's crazy. Let me see. Is this better? Okay, this is better. I think it's too dark. I have to fix this. Anyway, I think it's a little bit better. Yeah, let's continue.
Because of the race, sexual orientation, or whatever. I understand that. But why are we trying to...
Why are the .govs going down? They're just that's crazy. FAA.gov is down. They're taking out all the federal. They're taking out all the federal. Wait, is that? I can't tell if is it real. MHUD is FAA.gov. I can't tell if you're baiting me or not. They're taking him down because Donald Trump issued a mandate saying you got to delete all of your DEI stuff. But I don't know why. I don't know why they would take it down. It's still up. Oh, it is up. Breaking: Trump administration officials are putting a pause on most federal government websites. They're expected to go dark at 5 p.m., Trump officials told me.
Mental disabilities to work air traffic control. I mean, there is a place for them in society, but a lot of the diversity push just doesn't make sense. It's not a value of diversity in air traffic control. It just doesn't. The one thing that we need to focus on is the person qualified for the job. Yep. Does their diverse background bring them some additional information to the job? But just hiring people to meet different metrics doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry.
Right. The last thing I would say, it reminds me of the story we had the LA fires, where that fire chief was saying.
I do love why. I do love, one, explaining the historic necessity for why like DEI initiatives originally started, whether it be affirmative action or whatnot, which is to, you know, combat racial hiring discriminatory practices, right? Hiring discriminatory practices on the boundaries of like race, gender, whatever. And then turning around and saying, but it's really messed up that they're doing this other thing, which is like not the case, right? Standards being lowered or whatever. And admitting that there's a problem that exists, explaining what the solution to that problem is, and then simultaneously pointing to the solution to that problem as a bad thing by explaining something entirely different. That's what he's doing here. He explained the historic reasons as to why DEI and those sorts of initiatives exist, which is, once again, to combat historic discriminatory hiring practices. That's it. It doesn't mean there are racial quotas, or it doesn't mean that there are like intellectual disability quotas where they're like, we need to hire 10 people with Down syndrome or something. Like that's not how this works at all. Okay? Especially on the racial or gender boundaries, DEI, or rather like HR practices that focus on hiring from all different backgrounds, is just that. A way to improve the hiring practices so that you don't immediately disqualify certain groups of individuals, as was done historically. That's it. That's it. It's all it is.
We want to know, we want people to know that if you're in a fire, there's somebody coming to save you that looks like you. No, I'd like somebody that's good at saving people.
I just don't want to burn.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't want to burn.
I want to live. I don't want to burn to death. All right, so NBC has a story, and the headline is, "Fear and chaos grip federal workers as Trump rapidly remakes the government." Donald Trump has said, as you know, we've been covering this, he wants to...
I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, I guess like if you have nothing, this is like exciting for you. I don't know. They're like, yeah, we're lighting everything on fire. It's so sick. It's like, it's not. I don't think it's sick. I don't think this is good. I think this spells disorder and chaos, which is bad. But what do I know, you know? But I guess when you're a rudderless ship, when you are a rudderless ship in terms of your politics, in terms of your political ideology, I don't get it. You're just, the only thing you care about, I guess, is that you're, you know, the only thing you care about is, oh, fuck. Trump is removing HIV data sets from CDC. Could seriously affect HIV prevention efforts. What happens if all the people in these federal jobs say fuck it and walk out? Full collapse. I'm kind of stoned right now. Yes, that's not going to happen. Damn, do they tint your brows? Hold on. I'm so tired this morning. Holy shit.
In the work from home practices. So he offered the deferred resignation, where you get paid through September if you resign by February 6th. There are only 6% of our federal workers that are working full-time in an office. So that's why Donald Trump is doing this. Now you have these Democrats that are saying we're living in fear. Everything's so chaotic. But my question to them is, are you fearful about lower prices? Are you fearful about tax breaks? Are you fearful about not paying tips? not paying taxes on tips or Social Security checks or on your overtime. Many of you work overtime. Are you fearful that Donald Trump's going to get rid of criminal illegal aliens? Why are you scared?
And they're worried about if you're a federal employee, they're worried about their future. Well, because Donald Trump asked Elon Musk to cut $2 trillion out of the budget. They accused Donald Trump of the first 4 years of not cutting like he did. Tax reform, I believe, was working to do that, bring more revenue in, but they never got to the tax cut because of the pandemic. So what he's doing now is to look at the 2.3 million people working for the federal government. They all got emails saying, you can quit, we'll give you 6 months, which, by the way, is way too generous, I think. But come to work, you're fired, or take the 6 months and just write in your subject line, say resigning. So that you should feel fear and loathing if you're not doing a good job. But if you like your job and are doing good at your job, you can keep your job. But this is part of a whole of government push to lean it out and bring our budget in line with $36 trillion in debt. You should not be fearful unless you're coasting. If you're coasting in your job, be fearful. But this is Elon Musk sleeping in the Eisenhower in the office, on the couch, like he did with Tesla, trying to fix it. He's trying to fix the government the way he did SpaceX.
Well, something is obviously going wrong, Ainsley. We just had Americans die because it wasn't properly staffed and they weren't focusing on the right thing. Other agencies are going through something similar. It's just not a harsh job or a deadly job that could cause death, but other harms are happening in the government currently.
It's just sad we had to figure it all out this way.
Health resources vanish following DEI and gender orders. Vague federal directives have led to frantic action and perhaps overreaction before a Friday deadline. Federal and state health officials and staff members scrambled on Friday to comply with a 5 p.m. deadline by Trump administration to terminate any programs that promote gender ideology and to withdraw documents and any other media that may do so. Federal workers have already been ordered to halt diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives to scrub public references to those efforts and to place employees involved in them on administrative leave. Known TRT users like Rogan and Hulk Hogan will have a hard time getting testosterone therapy. Yeah, probably not. Because the reality of the matter is their job isn't to like undercut HRT in its entirety. I think that I think their goal is to specifically stop trans people from existing. Those pieces of shit will always be able to get their steroids, unfortunately. Yeah, by the way, of course, classic fake news moment. My brother Jack Wallace just found out the helicopter pilot was a transgender. They aren't going to be able to hide this much longer. A transgender Black Hawk helicopter pilot for the military wrote a long letter about gender dysphoria and depression 1 day before the fatal crash. Virginia pilot responds after she's falsely targeted over Black Hawk crash. Joe Ellis, a National Guard pilot who was transgender, was falsely identified as the captain of the crashed military helicopter in thousands of social media posts. Yeah, you are the media now. I just... Like, she's alive. Yeah, of course she's alive because she wasn't the helicopter pilot for this helicopter crash. I can't stand this shit. It's so insane. It's so incredibly stupid. And like, I can't begin to talk about how disrespectful this is to the victims. I can't begin to talk about how hateful and stupid such an attitude is, like demonstrating such an attitude is, because none of that matters. These guys have one goal and one goal only, okay? And then you got like absolute morons in here. So you're saying that trans people are actually better pilots? Did I ever say that? I don't know. I have no opinion. I don't think trans people are magical beings. I think they're just, you know, just like every other type of person, okay? I'm joking, bro. Okay, well, don't crack jokes like this right now. You know what I mean? There's hella people who do that. It's just crazy. Every single person involved could be white. Every single person involved could be a white man, right? Like just a straight up white dude. And these guys will still say DEI, as is the case with this situation.